Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Shannon. Thank you so much for stopping by. I would hope maybe by the end of the video you would consider subscribing, ringing the notification bell so we can see you here next time. And without further ado, I'm sure you've guessed by the title, we are going to be talking about my empty products. These are the products that I have finished up entirely, and I have a pretty good mindset of whether or not I would repurchase them. And so yeah, I am excited to share that information with you. I do have quite the bin here in front of me, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. The first product I have is from Pureology, and this is their Strength Cure Restorative Mask. It says it's for micro scarred, damaged, color treated hair. So I used this, you guys, about once a month, and this is probably, of all of the masks that I have used, I would say this is the strongest mask that I had siphoning through my collection. Is that even the right term? You guys know what I'm saying though. It definitely, I won't say that it didn't weigh my hair down, because it does sort of weigh the hair down, but it is extremely nourishing. I would definitely repurchase this. I think it does amazing things for your hair. Usually when I would go in with that, it would be, you know, on occasions that my hair just felt extra dry. You know, I had gone in several times and maybe straightened, or I used a lot of blow drying, and my hair just felt very malnourished, and so I would utilize that mask to sort of rehydrate my hair, and I think it did an amazing job. Now, Pureology is rather pricey, so I would be curious to sort of try other things to see if I could find a dupe for that, but it is a great mask. If you're willing to spend the money, it is a wonderful mask. Now, I believe that I picked this one up at TJ Maxx for $25. I don't think $25 is a bad price for an amazing mask like that, especially from a high-end prestige hair care line such as Pureology. But I want to say it retails for around the $50 price point. It's either $40 or $50, I believe. So that is pretty spendy, you guys. I guess it just depends on you know, how much are you willing to spend on a hair mask? You know what I'm saying? It is a wonderful hair mask though. I feel like we spent a lot of time on that. All right, next is the Miss Meyer's Clean Day Honeysuckle Scent Body Wash. I personally did not care for this, you guys. It didn't strip my skin by any means, and I did appreciate that about it. The scent was clean smelling, floral. There goes the cap. Floral, for sure, but it just didn't really come to much of a lather, and I'm one of those people that really likes a lather. So for me personally, this would definitely be a pass, but it was very gentle. So if you do have very sensitive skin, maybe this would be an option for you. It is scented though, but I think they use essential oils to scent their products. So, you know, it's relatively affordable. Maybe give it a go if you do have sensitive skin, but for me personally, that is a pass. The next product I have is the Righteous Butter from Soap and Glory. You guys, I love this. I love the scent first and foremost. It has this most amazing, clean, but it's a scent in its own, you guys. I can't really describe it. It is a bit floral, but nothing too crazy. And I mean, I went through this. I do feel like this is better suited for the winter months when your skin is rather parched. It's kind of another reason why I really wanted to get through it, because we are approaching summer here in Florida and it gets so muggy and so hot. I feel like this would be too heavy on the skin, but I would definitely consider repurchasing this in the fall, you know, prepping for winter, prepping for that super dry skin, because it is very, very hydrating. The next product is a Bath & Body Works hand soap. This is Winter Candy Apple. I loved the scent on this, and I love the Bath & Body Works hand soaps, you guys. They leave your hands like, it's almost like you apply a lotion to your hands because of the scent. The scent really lingers for me personally. I can smell it hours later, and I love that. They're also pretty luxurious in my opinion. They're very kind of thick, and they come to a wonderful lather. This is just definitely a winter scent, so I really wanted to get through it, and I'm glad that I did. I have since replenished with a coconut one, but of the Bath & Body Works line, I have kind of come to the conclusion that once I get through all of the Bath & Body Works lotions and things like that that I have from past semi-annual sales, I will no longer purchase any of their body care. I will just stick to the hand soaps because I feel like this is really where they excel for me personally. All right, next up is the Batiste dry shampoo in Blonde. I love this stuff. I think Batiste has an amazing dry shampoo for, you know, an affordable dry shampoo. This is where it's at, and this is definitely a repurchase for me. I love it. I did retire one of my EcoTools sponges. I didn't bother cleaning it, obviously, because I am ditching it. I've just had this for quite a while now. It's time to let it go for sure. But I love this sponge, you guys, for baking purposes. It has that nice harsh sort of slant and that edge, and it just gets right up under those eyes, and I just think this is a great sponge. It's just the perfect amount of squishy for me personally, and this one lasted for quite a while, far too long. So it's definitely time to let that go, but I would definitely repurchase. All right, I did have to let go of one of my Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche. Is this Amuse Bouche? No, this is the Buttercream Lipstick in Hazelnut. I don't even think they make these anymore, you guys, but I'm just starting to see spores on the lipstick, and so it's time to let this go. I loved this formula. I'm very sad that I have to let this go, but you know, we're not gonna use it if it's gone bad. Their packaging is amazing. It's just, as you can see, magnetic, which I think is really luxe. They ought to be because they are pricey lipsticks. But I loved the shade on this. I love the formula. They're very, very moisturizing, very creamy, easy to wear for quite a long time to be such a creamy formula. But yeah, it's time to let this guy go. I went through my Marc Jacobs highliner in the shade Rococo. I love this liner. This is definitely something that I want to repurchase. To be honest, guys, the Marc Jacobs highliners are just my favorite liners. They last the best in my waterline, and they never smudge or do anything weird throughout the day. I know they're spendy coming in at $25, but if you really want to splurge on an amazing eyeliner, I would highly recommend these ones from Marc Jacobs. I finally finished my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation in the shade 102. I love this foundation. I think it's a wonderful option from the drugstore for those of you with oily skin. Sad to kind of have it out of my collection, but happy to have worked through a foundation. We all know when you have a foundation collection, it is kind of hard. Now, I could have cut this and, you know, spattied it out, but, you know, I'm just really it's not that serious to me. I have so many foundations that I need to work through, but if you are in need of an amazing, long-wearing, mattifying foundation from the drugstore, this is definitely one I would recommend. So the next one is the Essence Make Me Brow. I love this. I love this brow mascara. I've probably gone through 5 or 6 of these now, you guys. They're very affordable. I think they're around the $3 price point. This one here is in the shade number 3, Soft Brownie Brows, and I thought it did an amazing job at you know, just keeping my brows in place and sort of tinting them a bit, making them look a bit fuller than what they actually are. So if you need an affordable, amazing mascara for your brows, I would highly recommend this one from Essence. I did finish up this Dove Dry Spray Invisible Deodorant. This is not a repurchase for me, you guys. I don't think this is a bad product. It did leave no white marks on my clothes, which is what the major claim is here, and I really appreciated that. But for me personally, I'm just a sweaty girl, and I need a clinical strength deodorant. I would love for Dove to come out with their Dove Clinical in a spray format like this. I think that would be like everything. But for me personally, I just have to use the Dove Clinical Protection Deodorant. It's the only one that works for me, that really keeps me dry. So while I love the concept of this, it's just not strong enough for me personally. But if you're not a super sweaty girl, I would highly recommend those. I think they're great. They smell great. It performed well. It just didn't have enough, you know, it just wasn't enough for me. I finished up my Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Gel. Of course, you can see a little bit left in here. This is just yellow, so there's not product up there. But I love this. I mean, this is the second tube of this that I've gone through. I think this moisturizer, if you have oily skin, is a great option for you. I mean, there's nothing bad to say about it. I've kind of moved on. I am currently using the Clinique Dramatically Different, the regular, the plus version of this currently, but I just have so many moisturizers to try, you guys, that it'll be a while before I repurchase this. I also have some on backup. So while I think this is an amazing product, the gel version for me just wasn't strong enough anymore. Using the different gel. So, but if you do have oily skin, this is definitely one to check out. And it's pretty affordable for a high-end moisturizer. You know what I'm saying? This is their Real Tinted Primer from Benefit. Now, of all of the primers, the eyelash primers that I've tried, I would say this one is my favorite. I do love this one. I do have another sample size. I love that it's brown and it's not a stark white sort of situation. So yeah, I would consider purchasing this in full size. I do really like the Wet n Wild Photo Focus one though too. The only thing that sets this apart from that one is this is tinted, and I really do appreciate the fact that this is tinted. I also really like the little spiky ball on the end, because it really helps get into those inner corners and fluff up those inner lashes that are otherwise pretty hard to get to. The Spray and Play Big Sexy Hair, I love this. This is an awesome hairspray. It never made my hair feel crunchy, but it held my hair in place. I really do feel like this helped voluminize my hair as well, and so I would basically just use this in my makeup bag if I wore my hair up to kind of keep the flyaways down, but also after, you know, straightening a fresh hair day, like a fresh, you know, freshly cleansed hair, blow dried, straightened, I would kind of mist a little bit of this over everything just to kind of set it. And I think this is great. I would definitely repurchase it. I actually just got another sample size in gratis, and I cannot wait to put it back in my makeup bag. I think I already have actually, because I really do enjoy it. The Ulta Beauty Brow Tint, another one that I have gone through probably 4 or 5 of these. This is in the shade Soft Brown. Another really great product from the Ulta Beauty line. I really love the tiny little wand on this guy, and I do think, again, this does an amazing job at tinting your brows and also fluffing your brows. I would highly recommend this. Oftentimes they come in those little bags that Ulta does, and anytime they do the bag, I always pick up the bag specifically for this, because I love it. And then I steal my mom's out of her bag because she doesn't really use it. I finished out these Boscia Pink Peppermint blotting linens. There were 100 in here. This lasted me forever, you guys. I am currently using one that I'm not crazy about. The papers are half the size of these, and then you also only get 50 sheets, so it's like you're using double the amount of papers every time you blot. I would not repurchase the one that I have now currently, but I would definitely repurchase these. The only thing is I got these at TJ Maxx, you guys. They come out with these limited edition ones, and then once it's over with, it seems like they send them to TJ Maxx. I wouldn't pay full price for these, but I think I paid like $2.99 at TJ Maxx, and so yeah, I would say keep an eye out for these at TJ Maxx, and if you see them there, definitely pick some up. I think they're great. That's the second Boscia pack that I've gone through. I have 2 photo focus setting sprays. This is the Finny Matte, and this is the photo focus setting spray. I'm pretty sure they're the same. Like, I didn't see that this was any extra mattifying than this one. I just love these in my makeup bag because they are affordable. I don't feel like if somebody were to break into my car or steal my makeup bag, anything like that, I wouldn't fear losing these because they are so affordable. And I just think overall, these are great setting sprays from the drugstore. If you have not tried them out yet, I would check them out just for an affordable option that you don't feel guilty using. Yeah, I really like these. Sometimes the cap does crack, which is a little unfortunate, but overall, great setting spray. The mist is great. I really enjoy them, and I think that's probably the 5th or 6th bottle of these that I've gone through. So I did finish up my Essence Lash Princess in the False Lash Effect, the green tube. I love this mascara. I think this is an incredible drugstore find. I have 2 others in my stash, the peachy tube and then the purple tube, before I repurchased this one, but I did thoroughly enjoy this. I think the brush is amazing. It's not too thick, not too thin, and it's a natural bristle, so if that's your jam, you would really probably like this. And they're affordable. I think it's $4.99, you guys. And for me, mascara is one of those things that I just refuse to splurge on because I wear false lashes so often. But even if you don't wear false lashes, I just think this performs brilliantly. I've worn it without falsies, and it really made my lashes look very nice, considering I have very sparse, you know, wispy lashes. I mean, I don't have any falsies on now, and that's what I work with on the regular. So I think this is great. I would definitely repurchase that. I went through the First Aid Beauty Pure Skin Face Cleanser. I enjoyed this. I thought it did a great job at removing makeup, and what I loved the most about this is it never stripped my skin. There is 0 fragrance in this product, and so I would recommend this to those of you that have very sensitive skin, very dry skin. It just did a great job, and I think First Aid Beauty overall, the things that I've tried have been really great. Yeah, and I think it's pretty affordable considering it is a high-end brand, so maybe look into that if you do have sensitive skin, because it never did leave my face feeling tight or stripped by any means. I am retiring one of my Clarisonic brush heads. This guy needs to go, you guys. These brush heads are very durable from Clarisonic. I mean, I know they're pricey, but they do really last, and I know you're supposed to change them out every 3 months, but I usually only use my Clarisonic once a day, so I usually stretch it longer than that. This one is the green one, which I think was the one for oily skin. I don't really feel like the different brush heads like make that much of a difference, so it's not like I would go back and specifically purchase the green one, but I do love my Clarisonic. It is an essential part of my cleansing routine, and if you do not have a Clarisonic, I would highly recommend picking up some sort of cleansing device. I know that there are drugstore brands. Ulta has their version of it, and I would definitely recommend adding that to your cleansing routine. It has made a world of difference for me personally. So yeah. The Milani Retouch and Erase Light Lifting Concealer. I love this concealer. I think this is an amazing drugstore concealer. The only downfall is the packaging. As you can see, there's quite a bit of concealer like still left in there that I could get out, but you guys, I've squeezed this, I have rolled this. I'm not gonna cut things open and expose the product to air, but I think there is a packaging flaw here, and I would really love to see them just come out with this in a doe foot style. I really did think this brightened my other under eyes. It never really creased on me. You know, I just think this is a great product from them, and I even took the sponge tip off to try to get as much out as I possibly could, but I would definitely repurchase this. My NYX Liquid Suede in Tea and Cookies. This is just a declutter for me. I'm not crazy about the shade, honestly, but I love the NYX Liquid Suede formula. I think these are awesome, and I highly recommend them. I have probably 6 or 7 of the shades now, and I really enjoy this formula. They're cheap. They last for quite a long amount of time, but for me personally, this shade just doesn't, I know it looks like probably what's on my lips right now, but it's not. And so it just, I'm more of a mauve. This is more of like a pinky, and that's not really my style. So I am going to go ahead and let this one go. It kind of flung out. I'm hoping it didn't get on me. I finished up a Lorac Behind the Scenes primer. You guys, I like wore off the label here, but I do like the Lorac primer. It's not something that I would necessarily repurchase on its own. I think I prefer the Ulta Beauty one. I also prefer Urban Decay over this, but I don't think it's a bad product. You always get one of these anytime you buy one of their palettes. So I already have 2 of these in backup. It takes forever to get through one of these. I'm sure if you've ever tried to work through an eyeshadow primer, you know that. Do I think it's a bad product? No, it's just not something that I would necessarily repurchase myself. My other EcoTool sponge that I'm decluttering, I purchased both of these around the same time, so it's time to retire them. I have a whole bucket of Real Technique sponges back there somewhere, so I mean I have plenty of sponges to work through, so it's just time to let these go. I finished this L'Oreal Everstrong sulfate-free deluxe size sample of the thickening conditioner. I don't even know if they make this anymore, you guys. I wasn't impressed by it. I didn't think that it did really anything miraculous for me personally, so this is a hard pass for me. I finished up a Maybelline Fit Me concealer. This is one of my all-time favorite drugstore concealers. I would say it's between these two as to which one I love the most. But yeah, it took me forever to get through this. I know it doesn't look like there's a lot of product in here, you guys, but it literally took me forever to get through this. So I do have one in backup. I have other concealers that I'm trying to work through and test. But yeah, I highly recommend this. If you're looking for an amazing drugstore concealer, this is definitely a wonderful option, and I had mine in the shade 15 Fair. I finished up this Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench Cloud Cream Cleanser. Peter Thomas Roth is extremely expensive, you guys. This is just a deluxe size sample that I received in gratis. For me personally, this is not something that I would spend probably a lot of money on. I thought it did a decent job at removing my makeup. It's not like it left a bunch left behind, and it didn't strip my skin or anything like that, but I would say this one is just the better option, to be honest. It's cheaper, and I feel like they essentially did the same thing. So, like, I didn't see anything miraculous from this. You know what I'm saying? To spend that kind of cash. I finished up a Buxom, this is what their full-on lip polishes. And this is in the shade Claire. This is my favorite shade of all of the Buxom glosses. This one's definitely my favorite, and I mean, she's done for. I green dotted this at the store because this is pretty much what I would use to touch up throughout the night while working at Ulta, and yeah, I finished it off. I have so many more to get through, but Claire is an amazing shade. I think it's just a universally flattering shade, and I adore the Buxom glosses, you guys. They are my all-time favorite glosses ever. For me personally, there's really no reason for me to go buy any other gloss on the planet because I just love these so much. So I highly recommend those. That was just a deluxe size sample. I finished up the deluxe size, or the little sample that you get, the NARS Rep, when this Natural Radiant foundation first came out. He shade matched me to the shade Fiji. And I used every little bit of this. This has become one of my all-time favorite foundations ever. I love the way it sits on my skin. I love the way that it looks just like your skin, but better. I can still see little, like my freckles coming through. It's just a beautiful product. I've tried it on several clients, all with different skin concerns, and it always sits beautifully. So if you are looking to splurge on a high-end foundation, I highly recommend that NARS one. I pulled it into my Shop My Stash this week, and I always enjoy when it's in my Shop My Stash because I know without a doubt I'm gonna have good foundation for a week. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a wonderful product. I finished this little sample of the First Aid Beauty Resurfacing Liquid. It's a 10% AHA. I didn't really see anything crazy from this. Alpha hydroxy acid. It just didn't really do a whole lot for me personally, so this is probably not something that I would repurchase. I finished up a brow stylist definer from L'Oreal, one of my all-time favorite brow pencils from the drugstore. This was one of the OGs at the drugstore, you know, when they first started coming out with the micro tip pencils, and it's amazing. You're gonna hear a lot about this on YouTube, I'm sure, for good reason. It really is a great brow pencil. Since then, I've tried other brow pencils from the drugstore, same format, one from LA Girl, the Shady Slim, that I think is really, really comparable for half the cost of this. So I don't know if this is one that I would repurchase, knowing that I can get the LA Girl one for $5 instead of $10. But nonetheless, it really is a great brow pencil. And that's it, my friends. My bin is empty. So, oh, wait, nope, sorry. I have an Urban Decay All-Nighter setting spray sample. You guys know, I love the All-Nighter. I think it's an amazing setting spray. It really does make your makeup last. It truly makes your makeup last. This is just one I had in my makeup bag. And so I'm gonna go ahead and probably refill it and just keep it in my makeup bag because I love the small size. So, all right. now we're done. We finished the bin. Everything is gone, and I'm excited to throw this stuff away and start over and tell you guys, you know, next month what I have. So anyways, I think this is great progress for, you know, a month's worth of empties. And so I've really been trying to be diligent of really finishing off products that are, you know, almost there, instead of just continuing to siphon them through my collection and my shop, my stash. I've really been trying to just finish these products out, and I think I did a great job this month. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. Enjoy it, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.